All right, so I just got back from a walk, a nice 2 hour, 600 calorie or kilocalorie walk. And feeling great, feeling really good. I was not feeling super good before the walk, which is the reason I went for the walk. And now it's like, oh, we're back. Came back and saw a comment on one of my videos asking to discuss male insecurity. And specifically, the things mentioned there were baldness, shyness, sexual insecurity, things like that. Male insecurity is a topic of very high importance now in 2024. And I've seen other people talk about this, notably Jordan Peterson and Andrew Huberman. These two people have been advocating mm, more attention towards male mental health. Both of them are Americans. I have to find someone from India to learn more about this topic. Of course, I have my own opinions and my own experiences, um, but it just occurred to me like the two names I took were not from India, and it gets me thinking like who who's doing this in India for Indian men? Is there a voice? If you know anybody who's doing some notable work and has a voice online, I definitely want to check out their channel or books or whatever they have it. But like all of the knowledge we consume seems to come from the West, come from outside of India. The statistics we know are coming from outside. Uh, these guys have so many numbers. The suicide rates in men have gone up 3x in the US and things like that. Where are the numbers for India? Do we have those? I'll have to dig up myself, but I also think we don't really have a big voice in India that is that is giving the due importance it deserves because a lot of people, a lot of people who have grown up in the internet era, which means right from childhood they had a device in hand and they've grown up with the internet and they've grown up very different to how my generation has grown up. I got my hands on the internet when I was 14, 13 years old maybe, and by then the childhood was already formed, as in my childhood memories were already formed. I'd had my bonds, I'd had my friends, I'd had my experiences, the playground experiences, outdoor sports, falling, getting injured, and being out for hours and hours, getting your parents worried about where are you, things like this. And the generations that have come after us have grown up mostly indoors. They don't know, a lot of them don't know about team sports, killing time just sitting on the branch of a tree or on a wall, which is risky, but like that's how boys grew up. That's how we all grew up. We were like hanging from the branches, sitting on the branches, trying to climb a tree, just like balancing on a compound wall, sitting there, chilling there, and very hands on, very like real world sort of a childhood. And the generations that have come after us have lost have lost out on those experiences. They have grown up in a very digital heavy world, digital heavy childhood, which means that interpersonal skills and interpersonal relationships, the quantity as well as the quality of the interpersonal relationships that these generations have built is very different. I was about to say is lower quality, lower quantity, but I don't want to compare or label it as lower. Like my childhood was better than yours. I don't want to do that because we still don't know. We know the short term things that are going on, as in a digital heavy childhood gives them a very different interpersonal skill. which is most people consider it a lack of interpersonal skills. But we don't know yet. We've not been through the longer term generational time frame wherein we might find out that these generations have adapted better to a different type of interpersonal skill, which might give rise to a different type of society and societal benefits, the benefits that come from being in a society. So that's a whole different topic. But what I'm saying is, at least in the short term, in terms of years or decades, just decades, we see that there is a lot of male insecurity, and it's not a secret that, at least in the heterosexual world, the very few, just like 1% of the men get all the attention, and the remaining 90 something percent is starved for attention from the opposite sex. And women have their pick. They can pick whoever they want because everybody is approaching these women. These are things that I've heard, and this is second-hand information that I had from listening to other people speak. So this is going to be a topic that we will come back and talk about on this channel. But the actual reason I hit the record button was completely different. It's just the comment. I saw the comment just before, hitting the record button, and I was like, oh, so that was on my mind. But the reason I actually started recording this video is because while I was on the walk, this thing hit me about people being nice to each other. These days, we see a lot of videos on social media about doing good to others, helping out a homeless person, giving away $500, $1,000. This is again coming from the West. It is being copied, and the same formula is being repeated in India. But all of these pranks or social experiments started out in the West, donating money, and these philanthropic channels, I don't know what to call them, doing good channels, have encouraged a behavior wherein people have started doing good to receive the benefits of doing good. This is the newest form of that phenomenon, wherein you do good because you know something good will something good will come back to you. And this has been done in some shape or form even before this, long before this. This is a tried and tested formula. Be good and good things will happen to you. And it got me thinking, like, is that how we want to live our lives? Do I want to just do good because I know good will come back to me? So it's an investment. Like, let me come and help you because at some point I'm expecting something in return from you. When I'm in need, you will come back and help me. So this sort of a transactional doing good is something that I would say is not ideal, far from ideal, wherein everybody is looking to invest in goodness, doing good to someone, and then just like sitting back, waiting for the good to come back to you. Is this how you want to live your life? This is a question I want to ask you, the viewer. Is this what you deem is a good life to live? Wherein you're investing your goodness and just hoping and keeping your fingers crossed that something will come back to you. It's not a fucking bank wherein you put something and then you withdraw it later. That's just not how I see it. If you want to be good and do good, do it because it feels good. It's good to be good. That's just why you should do it. That's just how I try to live my life, wherein if I cannot do good, I just won't do good. At least I won't do any harm or bad or try my best not to do any harm. But at least when I do good, it really shouldn't be an investment with guaranteed returns. What happens if the returns don't come back? I'll just be anxious and start being like, oh, it's been 2 years since I did that favor for this guy. It's been 2 years, man. Like, what's happening? Like, he's not returning anything. He's not doing good back for me. Where's my good? Where's my returns for that investment? And like, I just don't want to live that life. I just don't want to live life like that. I don't want to be good because my bank will give me returns for it. Like I said, it's not a fucking bank. That's just no way to live life waiting for a favor to be returned. Like, how are you going to keep count? Or are you going to do only five good things this year, wait for them to come back, and then do five? Like, what's happening? Like, that's just not a way to live life, if you ask me. Which takes me, whoa, that's a power cut. Okay, we'll have to continue this probably later.